Welcome everybody to another episode of Inside the Zone with Matteo. I'm your host Matteo, and we've got a jam-packed show for you today, July 3rd, 2025. We're diving deep into the world of Minnesota sports and beyond. First up, it's going to be all about the Minnesota Wild, with a big question mark looming around Marco Rossi and his potential re-signing. What could these lines look like if they can afford him? Or most importantly, what could they look like if they can't afford him? Also, we'll talk about some other Wild-related things that are on my mind as we look ahead to next season. I've got some thoughts on how they could maximize their roster. Then we will be shifting gears to the hardwood after a huge signing in the NBA late last night. Yes, you know the one I am talking about. I'll be breaking down my immediate NBA tier list of how I think the league's landscape has shifted. You won't want to miss my takes on who's truly a contender and who's got some work to do. And finally, we'll hit the diamond. The Minnesota Twins are sitting at 40-45 with a couple weeks before the All-Star break and the trade deadline. This is a critical juncture. Should the Twins sell, buy, keep the team as is, or something else entirely? I'll be laying out my strategy for the front office. Plus, as the MLB All-Stars the MLB All-Star starters were just announced yesterday night, I will give you my hot take. Do I agree with the selections, or do I disagree? You know, I am not quite afraid to speak my mind, because, hey, what are you gonna do? Exactly, nothing. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and let's get inside the zone. Okay. Oh man, it is July 3rd. Happy early 4th of July. We love America. It was July 4th, 1776, I believe, when the Declaration of Independence was signed at Independence Hall in Pennsylvania, I believe, where the United States of America became a country away from Great Britain. So it's a very big deal for people who are in the U.S. like I am. And a sport in the U.S. is the NHL, the hockey league. And my team from Minnesota, the Minnesota Wild. Okay, we're going to jump right into it. And we're going to see what we can do here. So I found this nice little cap breakdown for all of us here. So we have I can't say we. The Minnesota Wild have about $9.5 million to spend for the rest of this offseason. And we got breaking news already. Guardians' Luis Ortiz is under investigation by the MLB. Let's take a quick I need to know what that one is. The Guardian. Okay, yes. So Luis Ortiz is under investigations by MLB for alleged gambling. Yes, this has been a story all kind of around the entire MLB. There's been a lot of these cases that the MLB has been finding players for gambling. It happened a couple weeks ago to a couple other players, so you're just not going to see Ortiz in the lineup for the Guardians for a couple games or so until they figure that out. But back to the Wild. I like it when there's breaking news, but I wouldn't say that's breaking news, ESPN. So chill. Alright, but look, I was saying, you got about $9.5 million to spend for the rest of the off season. If you're gonna do anything, they haven't really done anything so far. They brought in some okay guys. So here's just a quick, and you do have one spot in the roster available. That's mostly because Jonas Brodin is now on the long-term IR. He's going to miss the start of this year with a shoulder injury. He's going to miss all of training camp. all preseason and a good majority of the first half of the regular season. So we hope he recovers quickly. But first, who did they give up? Who do they lose to free agency? They lose Justin Brazeau to Pittsburgh. They lose Gustav Nyquist to Winnipeg. And then Graham Clark to Washington Capitals. So a bunch of wingers. They lose. Brazeau and Nyquist were both rentals at the trade deadline, this last upcoming trade deadline. And then Graham Clark was a prospect that they just decided not to re-sign. However, you still have some people you could re-sign. You could re-sign John Merrill. Does not seem like you're going to re-sign John Merrill. He's just sitting there in free agency. I don't know. I don't know. John Merrill, he might end up coming back. Just because there's not a lot of other options here for the Wild, as we'll talk in a little bit. And then it's just a bunch of different, prospects. Ryan O'Rourke, Michael Milan, Cameron Crotty, etc., etc. So we'll see what they do with that, but Adam Raska is also a free agent that they need to re-sign before the next year. But a lot of these AHLers prospects are going to be less than $1 million, so you can even probably re-sign them all, and you'll still have about probably $8 million to re-sign other players. Does that include John Merrill? I don't know. But the top headline on that, who's still available, who's sitting in free agency right now, is Marco Rossi. Marco Rossi. There we go. Hold on. Is a restricted free agent. So this is what, if y'all don't know what a restricted free agent is, because I know some people don't. Basically, you have two types of free agents once they hit the free agent market when they're not re-signed by a team. You have an RFA and a UFA. A UFA is an unrestricted free agent, meaning they can sign anywhere they want, and the team that previously had a contract with them has no say in where they sign. But if you're Marco Rossi, you are an RFA, which is a restricted free agent, meaning anyone can offer him a deal. But the Wild will have a chance to match that offer, and if they match that offer, Rossi chooses to sign with the other team has to give the Wild their first-round pick of this next year's draft and third-round pick. However, the only teams that have their own first and their own third in this upcoming draft are all from the Central Division. Meaning, Rossi, now, is he a top 6 player? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. He's kind of a mystery. We saw him in the fourth line during the playoffs, but we've also seen him play with Kirill Kaprizov. So he's just young, and he's inconsistent for the moment. Do you help one of those teams? Nashville, St. Louis, Winnipeg, Utah. Help them get... Because Marco, he's still a good player. You'd rather have him than a good majority of players in the NHL right now, at least at the center position. Now, he's not a McDavid, he's not an Austin Matthews, he's not a Jack Eichel. I don't even think he's at the Joel Eriksson level. But for some teams that need a strong second or third line center, Rossi fits that right there. And imagine Nashville. Just imagine Nashville. They have Steven Stamkos, Ryan O'Reilly, and then you have Marco Rossi as your third line center. That might be the deepest center group in the NHL right there if they end up getting their hands on Marco Rossi. But think about, since he is a restricted free agent, the Wild kind of control where he goes. Now, Rossi turned down a contract a couple days ago from the Wild. The Wild offered him a $25 million contract for 5 years. So that was about $5 million each season. As you can see, that would be about half their cap space that they have, which is fine. However, Marco Rossi declined that because he wants to get paid like a Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy is making $7 million a year. He's under contract for the next 6 years? 5 or 6 years. I don't remember when he signed the 7-year deal. So he's either in his second or third year of that 7-year deal getting paid $7 million a year. Rossi wants either $6.5 to $7 million each year, for he wants to be locked in from a long-term contract. So you'd have to pay him like $7 million for like 5 years, which would be a $35 million contract. You can afford that very slightly though. You wouldn't be able to re-sign all of the... You would be paying him like a Matt Boldy, and I just don't think he's a Matt Boldy type of player. Yet, that is, I think he has potential. He has good potential. He's young. He is young. But the money he's asking for is just a little too much. So I think, say a team offers him $6.5 million for the next 6 years. The Wild, I would say you match that offer. You match it no matter what. Marco's probably going to end up signing with the other team. I don't think he totally... He wants to be here, but for long term, and he wants his money. So it seems like he's going to go wherever the money goes and whoever wants him the most, and where he can get the most playing time as well. Say Nashville, or St. Louis, or Utah, or Winnipeg offers him a $6.5 million contract for the next 6 years. So that's like, I can't do that. It's about like a $37, $38 million contract, something like that. The Wild, I think, should match that. That's why you're not going to see any more signings that they've already had, because they're going to wait for this. They're going to match because you have the option to get a first and a third round pick for the next year's draft, which is probably this last draft was probably one of the less hyped up drafts in the last couple years. But this next year, this 2026 draft has been hyped up for a while. If you get to have 2 additional picks, let's just take a quick peek of what picks they have right now. So here's their next 4 years worth of draft picks. They do not have a second round pick for 26. Let's just say Rossi gets offered a deal. The Wild match it. Rossi chooses to go with the other team. That team would have to give him a would have to give the Wild a first round and a third round pick. Meaning, you would have 2 first round picks in 26, 2 third round picks in 26, a 5th round pick that belongs to the Sharks, which means it's going to be a good pick because the Sharks aren't doing anything in the next couple years. Then you got a 6th and a 7th round pick. You are loaded up. You have 2, 4, 6, 8 picks in the 26th draft, which is one of the most hyped up drafts in the last couple years, and where you have this chance to support Kaprizov, and if you want to keep Boldy and Eck and Faber around, you have more of these young skilled players where you have that draft capital now to end up maybe, hey, you could trade up so you get maybe a top 10 pick, because I'm expecting the Wild to do decent this year. So they're not going to have like a top 10 pick initially. But hey, if one of those teams like St. Louis or Nashville had an awful year this last year, say you give Rossi to Nashville. You get Nashville's pick. What if they end up one of the worst teams in the Western Conference, one of the worst teams in the NHL, and then you get that pick? That's probably going to be an automatic 8, 9, 10th overall pick. You use that pick and maybe one of your thirds or fourths trade up, and you get one of the top guys in the draft for virtually Marco Rossi, who is very inconsistent. So there's a lot of thinking that Bill Guerin has to do. We're gonna trust him. He obviously knows what he's doing, but yeah, I was a little sad on how little signings they did, but after digging into this, it kind of makes sense. You want to have that salary in case Rossi does get an offer, and I think he's going to get an offer eventually. The Wild can match it, then Rossi can decide where he wants to go, and maybe you try to have Rossi say, "Hey, take that other deal. We're getting a first and a third round pick for you." That's better than you could do for a trade, I think. Some trades people were, before the free agency period opened, they were offering him like a fourth and a third round pick. If you can get a first round pick and a third round pick from a team, you have 2 first round picks in the next draft, and that's just crazy. And it's so. Wait, I think we have 2. We might have 2 fifths. I don't know what this little chart exactly means. Let's see, does it? No, okay. Oh, never mind. Hold on. I just added that. Yeah, okay. So it's 2 separate trades. Okay. I'm sorry. We will have to redo that. I added that to a trade. Whatever. Okay, so Nashville. Okay, so that's. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Okay. That 26 second. Y'all wanna know why Nashville has that? Nashville has that because the Wild last year traded that pick for Gustav Nyquist. And then the 27 is with Columbus. I don't know how they got that. Oh, never mind. No, I do know how they got that. It's for David Jiricek, who's going to be our probably third defensive pairing. He was injured all last year. He's young. He's talented. He's a good defenseman. So that, yeah, I'm fine with that. But Gustav Nyquist, my goodness, he did nothing for you. If they would have kept their second round pick, they would have also had extra. No, they wouldn't have extra cap space. But think about it. Then, if Rossi ends up signing with a different team, they give you their first and their third. You have 2 firsts, a second, 2 thirds, a fourth, 2 fifths, a sixth, and a seventh. You have about 9 picks in one draft, in one of the best draft classes in a long time. And then this team, you could use the picks for trades. You could have maybe gotten Brock Besser. You could have, maybe it depends on what would have happened. You could make a trade at the deadline for some expiring contracts. That Gustav Nyquist trade's going to haunt us, I think, a little bit. Because you can now, but so it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. This is why we're talking about it today, because people when we got Tarasenko for virtually nothing, it's going to be probably a 27 or 28 6th or 7th round pick for Tarasenko, who's on his last year. The Red Wings just needed salary space, and who knows? Maybe he can end up being a 15-goal scorer. You get 15 extra goals, maybe. We'll see. And hey, if he ends up playing with Boldy, or he'll probably play with Boldy, but if he plays with Kaprizov, you never know. When guys play with Kaprizov, they just are a different person. When Fiala, when Zuccarello, when Hartman, etc. When those guys play with that talented player named Kirill Kaprizov, it's like they're playing a different game of hockey. They just play different. Everyone plays different when they're playing with Kaprizov, and it's for a good way. Like, you turn Zuccarello, who was good, but like when he's with Kaprizov, it's just a different Zuki than you're seeing when he's playing with Boldy. There's just Kaprizov could turn Tarasenko back into that 20, 30 goal scorer because he makes these incredible passes, which it makes these skaters just easy shots. He's doing all the hard work, making those no-look passes from across the rink, and then you're just having Boldy sitting right there, just like nobody guarding him, wide open, and he just puts it in the net. So Kaprizov could turn Tarasenko into that 20, 30 goal scorer that we saw a couple years ago when he won a couple Stanley Cups with St. Louis, and just when he killed the Wild as a St. Louis Blue. So, with that in mind, in case you don't know, who did the Wild sign? So the Wild have signed 6 players. One player, though, is going to probably be in the NHL team. So Nico Stern, they signed him a couple days ago from Florida, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Nico Stern, yes. Yes, sir, Nico. And it's going to be good. He's top 5. He was in the top 5 with face-off percentage, and he's great in the penalty kill. They're addressing the penalty kill issue. The amount of time, we don't want to be shorthanded, but we're shorthanded all the time. You got to be able to kill them off. Nico Sturm's going to help with that. He's going to help win face-offs in key moments. Stick him out on the power play. When you need to win a face-off, he can easily win you the face-off. He's top 5 face-off percentage in the entire league last year. And he's just been overall good. He's a big boy. And it's just, I really, really like that move. They also signed Benjamin Gleason, a defenseman. He's from Philadelphia. He's probably going to end up in the AHL. Cal Peterson, goalie from Philly. He's going to be in the AHL. Tyler Pitlick from Boston. He'll probably be in the AHL. And then Matt Kerstead, defenseman from Florida, also AHL. You also have Nicholas Obd-Kubel. He is an interesting player. He played with the Rangers last year. He was like a 4th-line player, so I think he might be kind of in the press box area, scratched. A healthy scratch for most nights. He might end up playing in the AHL. He might play when there's injuries. He's going to kind of be that float, as well as Vinny Hinostroza, because Vinny Hinostroza is still under contract for 1 more year, so he's going to kind of be another float in case there's injuries, like we saw happen these last couple years. As I said, Gustav Nyquist signed with the Winnipeg Jets. Justin Brazeau signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Grammy Clark signed with the Washington Capitals. Duncan Chisholm got traded. Freddie Gaudreau got traded for essentially draft picks. So that's a lot of the picks you have here. The 4th-round pick was... Oh, wait, no. They were all for upcoming draft picks. So, and then the rookies we drafted were pretty good, too, this year. I'll dig into that some other time. But, and then obviously Tarasenko we got. So, we like the draft capital. It could turn into more if teams match the offer for Rossi. We'll see what happens. So now, what could this lineup look like without Marco Rossi in it? So this is what I just kind of put together a little bit of what could happen. And I really like this because it also tells you how long they have left in their deal. And so Kaprizov, he's in his 5th year out of 5 years. I expect a contract extension very shortly. Boldy is entering his 3rd year of that $7 million, $49 million contract. We still have Eck for 3 years after this. Zuccarello's going to be a UFA next year. Tarasenko obviously is going to be a UFA. Foligno's for 2 more years. Johansson, oh my gosh. And then Yurov, I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying it right. Yurov, whatever. He is this other Russian prospect. So he's a right wing or a center. He shoots left though, so you could throw him anywhere in the offense. I have him on the 4th line for now because I just don't know where he's gonna fit. But I think we could definitely end up seeing him first line. There's some rumors with Kaprizov, but especially if Ek, Hartman, something gets hurt, you could see Yurov play. I think in the preseason, I know Kaprizov likes to play in preseason because he just likes to play hockey in general. We could see Yurov play with Kaprizov, see what that chemistry is. Imagine, hold on. I just saw this. I don't know why. Imagine a line of all Russians. Kaprizov, Yurov, and Tarasenko. Dude, I want to see that. A line of all Russians. They can just speak Russian to each other. I don't know how to speak Russian. But imagine that. That would be kind of cool. And then, we have little Liam Ogren. Just kind of chilling. He was kind of a disappointment this year. We'll see what happens. I have him 4th line left wing right now. So here's what I'm thinking. So we have Kaprizov, Ek, Boldy, first line. That's what they did for last year. I think they're going to like that. Then you have Zuccarello, Hartman, Tarasenko. It's a little old, that line. But I think it's the best. Because you're not going to have Zuccarello or Tarasenko on the 3rd line. You could, if you wanted to, put Trenin or Sturm in between them to make it a little younger. But I think that's the best that we can do for now. Obviously, we'll see what John Hines puts together for the preseason and the regular season where we'll actually get it. These are just my little quick ideas. And then you get Foligno, Sturm, and Johansson. And then Ogren, Trenin, and Yurov. I think at some point, Yurov is going to, if he lives up to this expectation, he's going to bump up every couple weeks. I think we could see him permanently 2nd line center, especially if Rossi doesn't resign. So Rossi, he's not in this because he's not under contract right now. I think Rossi though. Sturm, I think, stays. I think it would be Johansson getting out, and then you put Trenin on the wing, Hartman down, probably, and then probably putting Rossi right there at center too. But I don't know exactly what they could do. And then I think, I don't like that signing. They re-signed Johansson to less than $1 million, $800,000. 1 year, he's 34 years old, and it's just like, Zuccarello is 37. He might just retire next year, bro. This team is either really young or really old, kind of. It's just you either got 30s or mid-20s. Kaprizov, he's 28. It's crazy. So is Ek. And Harmon's 30. This team is old. This is why we need that draft capital. We got to make them younger. Yurov. Boldy's 24. Kaprizov, he'll if we sign him 7 years, he's gonna be here for the rest of his career. So yeah, that's just kind of the quick analysis of the offense. The defense, you might have saw. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Bouillon and Bouillon or Bouillon. I've heard people say them both ways. And Faber. Then you got Middleton, Spurgeon, Yurchek, and Bogosian. Now you're saying, what about Brodin? Well, that's why. Because Brodin is not going to play probably till November. Shoulder injury, so he's kind of going to be there forever. So, yeah. Yep, so Yurchek could come out. He's 21. The defense is pretty young besides Spurgeon, Bogosian, and Brodin. So, Brodin, say he's in. I would probably take Bogo out. This just all messed up. I'm just going to pretend he's on injured reserve. We probably put, Middleton at the third, and then something like that. Possibly. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, he's definitely on the injured reserve right now. So, you should be on long-term reserve. So yeah, Hinostroza and Kumble. I think that's how we say it. Shoot. Sorry. So then you got the non-roster people in the AHL. You got Riley Heidt is a big prospect name. He should be up here in a couple years. Then you got Pitlick. Obviously, we signed him. He's like 33. Defense-wise, Lambos, another prospect there. And then the people, yeah, here are the people that restricted free agents. So, Crotty, Madden, Millen, and then Rossi. So, the problem here is, when I say, he wants, the 49 million, they can't afford it. He wants, that deal. You can't afford it because you can only pay him that. So, it's going to be hard to pay what he wants. So, that's why I'm thinking you just try to match that offer with the remaining cap space you have, and then just try, and try to get that first and third. I think that's our best option. Because when you look at this roster right here, this lineup, I'm not mad at this lineup right there. Kaprizov, Ek, Boldy, solid line. Zuccarello, Hartman, Tarasenko. It's okay. Foligno, Sturm, and Johansson. Johansson's just maybe he can just get hurt, and then you can move somebody else up. Ogre, Trenning, and you're out. And I think we could definitely see Trenning on the third. I think we might. That's just a faster line, too, if you put him on the fourth line. I like Sturm. And I think Sturm's going to be more than a fourth-line center. He's going to be there for key zones. I don't have penalty kill and power play right now. But, yeah. So I'm just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything here. Just unsigned prospects. We'll probably, a lot of them, get signed so that the AHL team can actually run. And then, goalies. I forgot about goalies. So you got Gustafson and Wallstedt right there. Gustafson, Wallstedt. Gustafson probably going to be the starting goalie. This is also his last year. He's going to be up for a new contract. So depending on how he does, we could see Wallstedt as our starting goalie in the next couple of years. So that's just kind of where we're going to end it. I don't think there's any trades we can really make right now. Again, the cap space is about $9.5 million. So, yeah, that's where we're going to kind of end it for this little part. However, I'm just going to give y'all the quick update on what I know. As of 12:20 p.m. Central Standard Time of here, July 3rd, Dmitry Orlov signed a 2-year, $13 million contract with the Sharks this morning. And then there was just some entry-level deals from draft picks that got signed this morning. Yesterday night, late last night, Brett Burns signed a 1-year, $1 million contract with the Colorado Avalanche, which is just kind of annoying. And then obviously Nyquist was done another signing. No other trades that I'm aware of. No other trades that I'm aware of there. So top free agents remaining in the NHL. Hold on. I think Nikolai Ehlers is just the only one. Yeah, so Nikolai Ehlers, left wing, 29 years old. He's probably looking for a 6-year, $8.1 million. We can't afford that. Otherwise than that, you got guys like Max Pacioretty, Victor Olofsson, Jeff Skinner, Luke Kunin, Ava Samsonov, John Merrill, Jakub Lauku, Craig Smith, Noah Grieger. So yeah, those are kind of. It's not a good free agency, exactly, but yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's gonna be it for this. But y'all probably now, if you don't know what NBA signing happened yesterday, well, let me just tell you. The Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, we know. I'm not a fan of them. I don't like LeBron. He's not my GOAT. Probably the best scoring of all time, maybe. He does have the most points. He's playing his 23rd season this year. I think that's an NBA record. I have respect for him, but I don't like him, guys. I'm sorry. I know there's some LeBron lovers out there. He's not my king. I'm sorry. Okay. But the Lakers got eliminated by my T-Wolves in the second round of the NBA playoffs this last year in about 5 games. Wolves in 5! And then they got killed in 5. Yep, we know. No, did they lose in 6 or 5? I don't know. It was a long time ago. Not really, but it kind of was. But one of the main reasons the Lakers lost that series so badly, I think we would have won eventually, even if they would have had this one piece they needed, because I think they're just a better team. Because LeBron is old. No, not really. LeBron was probably their best player. Luka just didn't show up, and Austin Reeves was a no-show for the Lakers. But it was mostly they lost because they don't have a center to rebound the basketball. But congratulations, Laker fans, because you signed a center, and you signed a good one. DeAndre Ayton agreed to a 2-year, $16.6 million contract with the Lakers. It was like, okay, it says 19 hours ago. I'm not going to try to do that math. It's about 12 here. So it's like, it was late last night. It was like 8, 9, 10, something like that. And I think it was closer to like 9:30 p.m. here in Minnesota, so that's 10:30 Eastern. Aiden's 7 foot tall, 252. He's 26 years old. He averaged a double-double this year, and hold on, his average. I was looking at some of his average stats here. This is gonna really help you, Lakers. He's career averaging. He's 23% from 3. I did not know he could shoot the 3 ball, but I guess he can shoot it a little bit. He's a 76% free throw shooter, but the rebounds and points is what you want. He's in his career. It's about 16 points a game. And it's about 10 rebounds a game. 10.5. So it's almost 11 rebounds a game. He averaged about 10 last year. Obviously, it's up here, if y'all. This is his most recent stats. He was only shooting 57%, really? But he's a big guy. He can rebound for you. So now LeBron doesn't have to do the rebounding because he was the main rebounder for that team during that series. During the playoffs. But Ayton just made this Laker team. I think we might be seeing Lakers in the playoffs for a little bit this upcoming year. So, but do I think they're a contender? I don't know. We can sure find out though, because as I said in the opening, we're doing an NBA tier list. I'm ranking where I think these teams are, from worst teams to mid teams to play-in teams to playoff teams. To contenders, how many contenders do we think I have? I don't know. This is all going into the 25-26 season. We're going here it's alphabetical order, or should be alphabetical order. So the Atlanta Hawks, they got Trae Young, they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, they got Porzingis, I'm pretty sure. I think they're a playing team. We're gonna go playing team there. I think they'll make the play-in. I think they could be like a 7-8, 6-7, 8 seed team there. And the Celtics. Do I think the Celtics are better than the Hawks? I think they're about the same, guys. Jason Tatum is gonna be out half the year with his torn Achilles, or is it ACL or Achilles? I think it's like Jason Tatum. Injury. So it's Achilles. Yep, Achilles, and then I think Halliburton has the same thing. Yep, so they're both Achilles tears, as well as Damian Lillard, who then got waived by the Bucks. Yeah, that might be a little foreshadowing to where I think the Bucks are. But the Celtics, they had to get rid of Jrue Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis. They have Derek White and Jaylen Brown, and then really no one. They did get Luka Garza from the Timberwolves. Maybe he'll get some playing time. I think Josh Minott too from the Timberwolves also signed. So that was good for them. They might get some playing time because Jason Tatum is out, and yeah, that team kind of went from contenders to playing team. Wow, it's kind of shocking, but they're not as bad as this next team, the Brooklyn Nets. I wish they were good, but they're not. I'm sorry. The Hornets. Now, they have some interesting storylines, but I think they're going to kind of just miss the play-in tournament as a mid-team. I could be wrong. This is just early on after that signing. The Bulls. Yeah, no. The Cavs. Okay. Hear me out. The Eastern Conference has gotten destroyed by injuries, so you don't have to really worry about the Celtics for half the year. The Pacers are probably not going to be a threat until Halliburton comes back, because they also got Miles Turner gone, bro. He's in Milwaukee now. Milwaukee's not going to be a threat. They are just a mess. The Pistons are going to maybe be a little threat, but still not as good. So you kind of have the Knicks and the Cavs as your, for sure playoff team. So that's why I have them as a playoff team. I don't think they're a contender quite yet. I might change that depending on how I put other teams. But if that team stays healthy, because they were hurt in the playoffs, but I think they're set up the best of the Eastern Conference to go for this next upcoming year. So I think that's probably the best team right now. They did win, I think, they won over 60 games, I'm pretty sure, this year. The Mavericks, Cooper Flag. If Cooper Flag is what everybody is thinking he's going to be, if he's that Duke player from his seasons at Duke, you got AD, you got Kyrie, you've got Derek Lively, you've got, that team has so much depth. Bro, you're a playoff team. For sure. The Nuggets! Where do I put the Nuggets? Well, Nikola is good, so you can't bet against him. They're going to be in a playoff team, but I do not think they're a contender. The Pistons! Oh, we're trying to go quick here because I got to talk about the Twins too, guys. The Pistons, I think they're gonna fall off a little bit. They're gonna be in a play-in team. I think they avoided the play-in by a little bit last year. I think they're a play-in team. The Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, one of his last couple years. Jimmy Butler, they're a playoff team. Low seed, like a lower seed but they're a playoff team, like a 6 or a 5, maybe. The Rockets won a lot of games last year. Added Kevin Durant. The Houston Rockets are not the worst team. They're not a mid team. They're not a play-in team. They're not even a playoff team. They are my first contenders. The Houston Rockets were there. We're almost there. But didn't have enough playoff, what am I trying to say? Playoff experience. There we go. Kevin Durant, however, is 37 years old. And he has a lot of playoff experience. I think the Rockets are contenders for the 25-26 NBA season. The Pacers, exactly where I have them, right there with the Celtics. Yeah, let's reorder a little bit for who's better with all of these teams. Hold on, I think Cavs. Yeah, I mean that's a bit okay. I'm gonna put. I really think there. Hold on. I like that. Just because I don't know how much the injuries are gonna affect the Pacers and Celtics. The Clippers, they're probably one of the best playing teams right now. The Lakers, they're not contenders. I don't think they're contenders exactly, but I think they are definitely a playoff team. I might have to move I'm moving them up. Yep, Cleveland's now a contender. I think they're more of a contender than the Houston Rockets then, probably. No. We got that. We got that for now. Got this for now. And then, hold on. That needs to go there. Okay. The Grizzlies are just mid, bro. They're just mid. They're just a mid team. They're probably going to end up making the play-in, but, bro. Okay. The Heat are a mid team. So, by the way, the closest to here, this means they're the closest to this. 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 Oh, Bucks, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bucks, but you're just done. The Timberwolves! They're not the worst team. They're not even a mid team. They're not a play-in team. They're not a playoff team because they are contenders. Let's go, boys. That could be very biased, but I don't care. They're better than the Lakers. Let's hope, guys. We got a young core. We got Gobert. We got Randall. We got Reed. We got Ant-Man. Ant-Man's got better every single year. He's done getting eliminated in the Western Conference Finals. They're coming, boys. Come on. I hope. I think they can beat both of those teams ahead of them, but I just don't know. They're just kind of inconsistent, too. Not inconsistent, just I just don't know. The Pelicans. Sorry. They're going to be under the worst teams. The Knicks. That's the problem. So, I think they're there. They're almost there. Oh boy. Yeah, well, okay, see. We know. Magic. I think they're better than Golden State. The Magic, they have some interesting things. 76ers, I think they're going to be a bad playing team. Okay. Right there. Right in the middle to the bottom. Trailblazers, guys, I don't care. Sacramento, again, right here, lower pack. The Spurs are a playoff team. Why is this Raptors logo so bad? I don't know. The Jazz, oh my. I think they're the worst. Wait, they have Ace Bailey, right? I don't know. Then the Wizards are just... Okay. Hold on, let's move somebody up here. Let's move them up here just so we can fit everyone there. So we can see it nicely. And And there we go. Okay, hold on. Let's fix these contenders. Let's do this. We need a contender from the West and East. Guys, I can't. There. Okay. No. Yeah. There. Okay. Those are my top 3 contenders: OKC, Minnesota, and Houston. The Lakers are almost there, guys. The Lakers are almost there. I like this. Okay, I like this a lot. Playing teams, Clippers could end up as a playoff team, I think. Yeah. Okay. Do I add in another? I don't think there's much contenders. They're always contenders. These Nuggets. I'm gonna put the Nuggets above there, and I like that. Okay, I like that. I like it. All right. Oh boy. All right. I like it. I like it, guys. But DeAndre Ayton, my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh guys, I just got it. There we go. All right. So that's the last little part of the video today, where it's the Minnesota Twins. As I said in the opening, they're sitting at 40 and 45. And hold on, you guys want to know if they're winning or losing right now? Okay, hold on. Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh, sorry. I have the game on right now. Castro hit one deep, and the guy caught it, and the Twins, after 5.5, are losing 4-0 to the Marlins. They have one hit. Okay, that's how it's going, guys. That's how it's going for your Twins. We're sitting at 41. Oh, right. They're 41 and 45. Because they won yesterday. That's right. They're 4 games back of the wild card. They're 12.5 games back of the Tigers. Oh, gosh. Well, the Tigers are going to win the division. So it's all about this wild card race. To be honest, guys, they can still make the wild card. Because you're chasing the Tampa is actually kind of crazy right now. That's kind of crazy how well they're actually doing. Here, let me pull up the standing. There we go. 41. Yep. So here we go. Okay. So the Mariners right now are the last wild card spot right now because. So hold on. Oh yeah. Because so the Blue Jays right now have the tie break. Yankees, Rays, Mariners are the wild card teams. I mean, guys, the Twins are the second team in the AL Central. What are we talking about? Because our division sucks. Besides the Tigers, my gosh. Here are their records. I mean, you can see them, but I'm just reading them off. Twins 41 and 45. Guardians 40 and 44, Royals 40 and 47, White Sox 28 and 50. Hey, my goodness gracious! Somebody help those White Sox. The Athletics at least almost have 40 wins. Twins have played 86 games out of the 162 games. Yep. Right now they have a 80% chance to not make the playoffs. Okay, but they have an 8% chance to be the last wild card team and play who they played. They would probably play the Blue Jays. Hey, that's actually a winnable game. Okay. Maybe? I don't know, guys. We're just having fun with this. But, as I said, the trade deadline's coming up. What do we think we could do? I don't know. So here's how these players are doing. Batting average. Who has the leading batting average? Keyshaw doesn't matter because he's injured. He's only played 7 games. Byron Buxton, 277. Willie Castro, 275. And then Brooks Lee, 274. Then it drops off there to Ty France, 259. Carlos Correa, 247. Larnach. Royce Lewis is hitting 204. It's because he's hurt. So finally, Buxton stayed healthy. And then another one of our superstars gets hurt. And the question is, does Byron Buxton get traded? It's a name thrown around. I think the Twins love Buck. This every time I go to Target Field, Buck is probably gets the loudest amount of cheers besides Royce. When Royce is playing, I've only been to one game in the last couple of years where Royce has played because he's hurt all the time. But, yeah. Bucks is a fan favorite. I think Willie Castro is the one player. He deserves to be an All-Star. I don't know if he's going to make the All-Star. He is probably one of my favorite players right now on this team because he was so good everywhere. And he can play everywhere, too. He can play second base, shortstop, third base, center field, left field, right field, DH. He can play anywhere except catcher, first base, and pitcher. And he can probably play better than some of our pitchers in the bullpen right now in the pitching spot. But unfortunately, Castro, last year of his deal right now, and you could probably get some good prospects for him. So there's been some Yankees and Cubs trades linked to Castro because Castro is what the Yankees need right now. So do the Cubs. Now, do we want to help the Yankees? I don't know. But that's where people are getting linked to. MLB.com had 14 prime trade candidates and where they could be dealt. 2 of the 14 had people for the Twins, which I wouldn't be opposed to. Tyler Anderson, left-hand pitcher from the Angels. MLB.com says Anderson has gotten knocked around in 3 June starts, 0.29 ERA. But the left-handed pitcher pitched to a 3.39 ERA in his first 11 outings and will be a quality mid-rotation addition for most contenders. Why are we a contender? 35 and 37 Angels are only 2 games out of... What? Wow. They're only 2 games out. We're 4 games. Why would they trade? I don't know. Okay. But, they say potential fits Cubs, Orioles, and Twins. What? So... And another story on MLB.com said one person they should trade, each team should trade, and Willie Castro was that. So that's kind of where I'm going off of it here. Well, and it's just because you could probably get a lot for him because he's such a good player. He's like a bunch of different positions in one player, and he's good quality at bats as well. As he hit one deep to center field and just couldn't get out. There was another player, I think it was Ryan McMahon, third base, because Lewis gets hurt. You need somebody at third base who has power too. Even coming off the bench, you could play him at first as well. I just don't know how much. Because Colorado is just like awful, but he has also hit a lot. They write. The 30-year-old has turned things around following a sluggish start, hitting 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, 855 OPS in 37 games since May 7th. He signed for $12 million for 25 and $16 million for the next 2 years. And you could end up trading him again then next year if you needed to. To be honest, I don't know if I think Willie deserves to go somewhere like the Angels. Big market team because he's at Anaheim and it's like LA, and I mean imagine that outfield, Mike Trout and Willie Castro in the outfield sometimes, or put him in the infield. But yeah, I feel like Castro, we're just looking at his stats and it's just 7 home runs, 20 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, but it's his defense too, and then he's getting on base. He has 1 triple, 13 doubles, and just a lot of... He gets on base a lot, and he's fast. He can steal. He's just a good all-around player. So I think, and he's 28, prime position here for some of these playoff teams. So we could do a swap with the Angels where we get... we need a lefty. We need a pitcher because this is what happens to our pitching. So Pablo and Bailey are both on the injured list. So Pablo's gone till August. Bailey's on the 15-day injured list. He's probably going to be gone a month. So right now you have Joe Ryan, Chris Paddock, Simeon Woods-Richardson, David Festa, and Zebby's gone too, so you can't even have him. Yeah, so that's kind of... Oh, hey! Oh, my goodness! Hey, Castro has pitched. He's pitched 1 inning and given up no runs. Oh my gosh. Has he struck out anyone? Dude, if he actually has. No walks. What's this? He's faced 4 batters. Given up 1 hit. 1 hit. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Yeah, he's better than some of our pitchers, guys. He's better than some of our pitchers. But we need a pitcher. We need. So yeah, Anderson could be an interesting market. We'll see if the Twins will actually do something, because they tend to just not do anything. And then, I mean, the other option is you let them out, play all these guys out, and see what happens. So we could see what happens. But Tyler Anderson, hey, that's it. That's interesting. It's interesting. Knocking through some of these guys' plans, because we need somebody. We need somebody. And then imagine, though, when Lopez and Over comes back, you get Lopez, Ryan, Over, Anderson, and then Matthews, Vesta, or SWR at that 5th spot. So that's good. That could be interesting. That could work out, guys. That could work out. Okay. So I don't know exactly what to do here, just because this team is a mess. I think the next time we talk about the Twins will be for that trade deadline to see what happens in the MLB. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But before we finish up today, I've got one more thing here, as in the intro. I told you, the MLB All-Star starters have been revealed. I do not know. I have an idea of who they have, but I do not know who they had officially. So we're going to get to view it together for the first time. You guys might know. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion on if I agree with some of these. And I probably will, because hold on. I should try to find who I voted for. I think I screenshotted my picks. Let's try. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. Let's see if I can find it. I should have it somewhere. My selections. There we go! Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Why did I have tight frames? My gosh. Wow, what did I do? Well, okay, I did not know I picked that bad of players. Okay, I picked just all Twins. Why did I pick all Twins? I picked, brother. Michael, why did I take Anjar? Dude, I just picked all Twins. That's kind of sussy. Sorry, my bad. Well, I kind of sold that one. We might take a look at it. But hey, let's go. Here we go. Yeah, that deserves it. Guerrero deserves it. Alright. That was pretty easy to predict. I don't know why I didn't vote for him exactly. Holy! Wait. He plays short. He plays second now? Okay. That's valid. Gleyber, he was a huge signing for them. I did say that earlier on. Yeah, he's been good. Yeah, he's another multi-hit game. What? Hold it! Whoa! Jacob Wilson? You have much better players. You have Corey Seager, for heaven's sakes. Corey Seager. Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, I know Gunnar Henderson hasn't had a great year either. We get Jacob Wilson.
How about another multi-hit night? Do it with an exclamation point.
Multi-hit game after multi-hit game.
I mean, at this point, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I told you, Jacob Wilson has now spoiled me.
Why are we starting him? Oh my gosh. He's probably one of my. He's one of my most hated players in the MLB right now. Just because he's one of the Twins' rivals. I just don't like him, bro. But he's really talented. Dang. Yeah, I mean, good for him. Yeah, and yep. Okay, hold on. I don't know why I did not vote for Raleigh, but he deserves it. I don't know what these selections are. I think the NL might be a little more accurate, but I think I did that. This was I don't know, maybe I didn't save my other ones. But Cal Raleigh, my gosh. Let's just, back it up. Let's just listen to what they have to say about him, because he is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. Cal Raleigh, probably one of my favorite catchers in the game at the moment.
He impacts it on both sides of the ball. He leads the offensive charge for this team.
Gone out of the ballpark. Cal Raleigh has done it. Cal Raleigh annihilates another one. He just continues to charge through the record books.
He's going to put up one of the greatest seasons for a catcher in the history of the game.
Judge absolutely.
Was this a surprise? No, it was not. We knew. We knew.
Aaron Judge locked in like this?
And the judge has spoken.
He's a guy every night. I'm going to stop whatever I'm doing to watch this guy hit.
That baby is way out of here. The big fella comes through. Hey now.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad about that. I like Riley. I like Riley Green. Okay.
Oh, man. You talk about not missing a pitch. Riley does not miss.
Goes over, he leaps.
Oh, yes, I do remember that one. That was kind of cool.
Riley Green.
That was kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Alligator horizontal.
I love outfield catches. Okay. So it's just really Tigers team right now. Javier Baez. I like it. They deserve it. They're 54 and 33. They deserve to have some of these All-Stars. I wonder, probably Tarek Skubal. That's my guess for starting pitcher. I did not vote for pitchers yet, so. But I'm guessing Skubal. Oh, good for him! Good for him, Ryan O'Hearn. Good for him. He deserves that. Something right for Baltimore. But yeah, Tarek Skubal I think should be the starting pitcher. I'm guessing. Oh, they haven't announced. Oh wait, no, Freddie Freeman. Yep. Pitchers were released a couple of days ago, I think, actually. Yeah, Freeman. I voted for him, guys. Oh wait, no, shoot, I voted for Alonzo. Could tell he deserves that. After what that fan did to his mom, brother. Talking about his mom, trash talking about his late mother. Yeah, that's not okay. He deserves that. And he's such a good player, guys. He's such a good player. And he's so humble too. Talented, humble. I love him. Good for him. Shortstop. Yes, I was gonna say it. Yep. Okay. The Mets are gonna be interesting. They went 3-13 though these last couple months because of this last month because I wonder why. I'm not gonna get into it, but yes. Lindor. Yes, sir. I like it. Manny. Okay. Did I? Manny? Who's my third? Oh, Nolan. Okay. Nolan. Interesting. Okay. It's gonna be interesting to see if Buck or Castro makes the Will Smith. Yeah, that's obvious. If Buck or Willie makes the Twins All-Star, because every team gets at least one All-Star coming off the bench, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't know why we do slow-mo, bro. That's kind of like, it takes it away. Yep, good. If PCA did not get an All-Star starter, he deserves it. He's been really good. I mean, just grabs, and he's the Buck, I think. He's the Buck of the NL right now. Oh, I forgot about him.
everybody on their feet. That's what they came to see. Fire in the hole for Ronald.
Dude, that fan, I think actually dropped the ball.
He is on another planet right now.
Yep. That was a huge signing in free agency. They signed him from Houston. He's been great. Oh my gosh! Oh, okay. Not seen that one. I've not seen that highlight reel before. Cool. And DH. Oh, right, yeah. Wonder why. So, hey, I like you. I love you. Probably my favorite player in the MLB right now.
He has a cape. He flies. He's not an average human.
And he's pitching too, guys. I think he's pitching a little bit. Oh, there we go. We get to see him all right there, honored as one All-Star starters. Good for them. They all deserve it. And they've put in some good work over this year. The only one I kind of disagree with is Wilson from the A's. I think we could have done a little better, but America wanted them. Because America votes. America wanted him. The people have spoken. Good for him. This young kid getting an all-star start. I don't know if starting pitcher has been announced yet, but we will take a peek at that later some other time. But that's going to be all it for today on Inside the Zone with Matteo. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Obviously, each Thursday will be one of these longer form videos. Most other days of the week, I will hopefully give a quick little sports daily update. I didn't do one yesterday because there was just not much going on. Not big signings, no trades, nothing going on. But I will try to get those quick updates, 5 to 10 minute updates every night. And y'all guys just subscribe on YouTube, and if you'll get them. You'll get notified somehow. So just thanks for watching. Have a blessed day, everybody. Have a great weekend, 4th of July weekend. God bless. Have a great day.